What's going on, guys? Marcus from Wall Street Assassins back at it again with another video. This video is going to be on the best swing trading strategies for beginners. Make sure you have a paper and pen ready. First thing, when it comes into basically starting off with your swing trading process, you want to look at the correct time frame. The larger time frames are going to be more beneficial, especially if you're swing trading. We're looking at the SPY. Typically, I start off on the 180-day 4 hour. You could go to the 1 year, or you could even go as far as the 5 year. But you always want to make sure you're looking at a larger time frame to analyze that overall chart. So that's number one. Number two, you want to have some type of understanding of support and resistance, right? We could have a resistance level over here at that 371. We could see that level was a previous support level before. So if it breaks that level, we could possibly even run up towards that 383 for that possible swing trade. So we always want to have a possible or a good understanding of support and resistance. Just like over here, we have this 362 over here, which was acting as support. 362 can possibly act as support right now and cause a double bottom pattern, right? And cause that possible bounce. Next thing we want to talk about is the RSI indicator, the relative strength indicator. Probably one of my favorite indicators when it comes into understanding charts. That basically lets me know if the stock is a bad deal or a good deal. If we look at the RSI over here, it's numbered from basically 20 all the way up towards 80. Sometimes it goes even lower, but typically around that 20, that 30 range over here, that's basically the extreme oversold section where you can see it starts to turn blue. That means the stock is deemed possibly a good value for a long position, right? So you always want to have some type of understanding of that RSI, right? When we're around that 30, that means that the stock is more in favor for a possible bounce. You can see every time we get around 30 over here, right, we had that bounce. 30 over here, right, we had a bounce, right? 30 around that 30 or even around 30 over here, we had a bounce, right? So you always want to look at that RSI to see where it is. And you can see over here, when we're around 70, that means that the RSI or the stock is more in favor for a possible drop. You see we hit 70 over here around 415 and we had a nice sell-off, right? Hit 70 over here and then we basically had a nice sell-off from 430, right? So we hit 70 over here, we had a nice sell-off again. So have an understanding of that RSI. Am I going to be looking for a long position if my RSI is over what? No, I'm not, right? Because I know the possibility for an uptrend is a lot more at risk, right? If the RSI is overbought. Now, would I be looking for a short position if my RSI is oversold? No, because I know those short positions are going to be a lot riskier, especially if the RSI is oversold. Last but not least, you want to know how to basically use your EMA or your trade line. That's this blue line following the stock, right? Typically, when that stock is above it, that means the stock is more in favor for a bullish trend. When the stock is below it, the stock is more in favor for a bearish trend. You'll be surprised on your larger charts, right? If you always look at your larger charts before you enter any trade, and you're looking at that EMA line or that trade line, and you're trying to go for a long position, and the stock is below that EMA line or that trade line, then you're not really doing yourself any justice because you know that hey, it could always bounce and hit that EMA line and reject it like we've done over here. We had that nice green candle, red candle started to reject it on the way down. So you always want to use that EMA line as that point of entry for your overall trade, especially on a swing trade. So at this moment, you can see the overall stock. This is the SPY on the 4 hour. We're looking a little bit more on the oversold side. So mindset should be a little bit more on the bullish side. So now for more confirmation on my bullish trade, if I was to enter for a swing trade, I want us to hold above that 372 because that's going to be the break of the EMA line. And then once we break 372, I want to kick in that knowledge of support and resistance where I can see, hey, 382 was a previous support before, so it should be resistance. So I'd be getting in for 372 all the way up towards 382 over here. So that would be the trade idea. But you'd always want to wait for confirmation of your trade, right? Confirmation would be seeing a candle trying to hold above that EMA line for that possible bullish trend. Now, the further you go out, you'll capture bigger moves. If you look at this, this is dated in time, right? Say if we basically got in when the RSI was basically at that 70 mark for a short position, you can see we would drop from 411 all the way down to where we got oversold towards that 361. And you can see that we kind of try to hold below that basically EMA line for that downtrend. Now, if you wanted to get in recently, you could have got in over here at on September 21st, and you could have held it all the way from 386 down towards 363, which is amazing when it comes into options, right? So now we're basically more on the oversold side, so you want to watch for that possible bounce. Now, the larger time frames that you use, it's going to give you a lot bigger of a move, right? Say if we go to the 1 year time frame, right? What kind of moves are we going to see over there? This is the 1 year, 1 day, aka the daily chart. We can see that we are oversold over here, and we started to basically find some type of trend, right? What else were we looking for? A hold above that EMA line. You can see we tried to hold above that EMA line, and you can see we continued that uptrend until the RSI got overbought and we started to basically pull back, hold below that trade line. Right, RSI got a little bit more on the oversold side. We tried to bounce, right, came right back down, held it. But these are all good trades, and each candle over here is 1 day. So imagine holding this for multiple days, just capturing those nice moves to the downside. So make sure you use this video to help you on your overall trading, especially when it comes to swing trading. Number one, we want to focus on the overall time frame. Number two, you want to have some type of support and resistance understanding. Number three, right, you want to basically have an understanding of the relative strength index. And last but not least, the trade line. You guys want to know what indicators I use? These are the indicators that I use: moving average, exponential, simple moving average, MACD, and the RSI. So that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys love the video. Leave a like on this. Make sure you guys share it with some friends, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.